Alright, so we got the Honda 70 here, and I told the customer that I would tear it down because it's got a few issues that are kind of sketchy, knowing that it's got a lot of miles on it. I mean, geez, who would want to put that many miles on this little thing? But it's got like 3 master links on it and some half links and pins on the chain, so whoever's been working on this is definitely not that smart. So I'm going to go ahead and tear it down, the motor, and then see what's up with that. It looks like it's been messed with before on the inside, so that's not good. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start tearing this down. I'll do a time lapse. So as you can see in the time lapses, I got the engine all taken out of the bike and pressure washed, and it's a lot cleaner now, because when you're taking apart an engine completely, you want it to be super clean so it doesn't like contaminate certain parts inside of it. And right now I'm just going to start by taking this cover off and all this stuff on top, spark plug out, and then just start working my way down that way slowly. And there's one problem that I'm gonna have, I think, I'm just assuming this, I'm not sure, but I welded the kickstart on there because it was all stripped because somebody didn't know how to tighten that properly, and that happened. So yeah, that might be a big problem. I might have to cut all that weld up, but yeah, I'm gonna get to it. And for this cover, I used these screws. This is just my way of doing it. Doesn't need to be this way. It could be other way. And also the gas that I was pouring on it is to loosen up all the oil and dirt, so that way you can get it off easy with the pressure washer, because pressure washer doesn't really do that good of a job if you're not using any kind of soap, and I didn't feel like getting the soap because it was dark. So, but I just put these screws in here and then use a crowbar and a hammer to get them off. And you have to do this, take this thing off, I believe, to get the timing chain off. And you have to take the timing chain off, cam chain, before you can lift the head off the motor or the cylinder. Because the head has to be off before you get the cylinder off. And the reason I'm doing this tonight, it's late now, is because there's water in here from the pressure washer, so I have to get all this out, because you can see, probably not from that view, but the oil has water in it, so that's not good. But I'm going to go ahead and look at this for a minute and figure out how to get that off. Alright, so I was being a little bit slow, but basically this screw right here, or bolt, holds on this cover back here, and that's how you access the timing chain. But I still needed to take that off anyway. But yeah, you take this little cooling fin looking deal off, and then the screw or bolt right here actually goes all the way to the other side and threads into this. And then you can just, when you take it out, you can just thread it back into here and then tap it with a hammer and it'll come off. But yeah. So on the actual timing gear, there's 3 9mm bolts, and I'm assuming that once you take those off, then it's pretty much good to take out. And yeah, to hold it there, I'm going to find my rope to put in the cylinder. I thought about it, and actually you can't do that thing with the rope where you put it in the cylinder so the piston gets stuck, because I have my stud bolts off, or nuts off, so I put the nut for the flywheel back on, and then I'm just going to hold it with a wrench and then crack them loose. And I'll get those off. Okay, so I got those off, and then I don't really know how to do this, so I'm just pushing a punch, small punch down in there, and it's moving, so, and there it went. I don't know how well you can see that, but timing gears way back there. And yeah, so there's a few bolts, or I think just one right here that I need to take off, and once that's off, I think the head will come off, and then that should be it holding the head on. Wow, there's some water in there. Just look at how small the 70 cc's really is. It's very small. Kind of a weird head gasket. There's the timing chain gear. Very thin. There's a stupid, like, that freaking idler to keep the chain straight. And then there's another idler which I think is beat up, to be honest, because it's like, look at the difference. But yeah, that's about it for that. I'm going to cut back to the time lapse. That's really the hardest part of it. And then once I get into the engine, if I can today, then I'll show you that. Alright guys, so here's what the honing should look like on the cylinder right there. And that's what the cylinder actually looks like. Smooth and scratched, so it shouldn't be like that. And the head, I thought this was kind of interesting, the way the head is shaped. It's barely bigger than the height of the piston sticking up. I didn't show it when the cylinder was on, but the piston goes up past the cylinder into the head dome, and it has little indentations for the valves. So I don't know anything about these, to be honest, so I'm going to look before I take it apart any further, because that might be a piston that somebody put in there that I can't get anything for. So before I take it apart, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I did get the water out. You can see a little drop right there in that oil that was in there. And yeah, but at least it's clean and I've got it most of the way apart. So thanks for watching.